Okay, everybody, it's Kevin, the Canadian Hillbilly, and this one, working on the old Ford again. This time it's regular routine maintenance instead of a cluster F in the middle of nowhere and having to get things done. And this one, we're doing something that almost everybody should be able to do on their own, given if you have the right tools. What we're doing, changing the oil. Pretty plain Jane and simple. Considering how I'm in this parking lot here, and you know, it's not my area, I decided I'd go wrangle me a bunch of cardboard boxes. Did that the other day when I got the carburetor for the chainsaw. So we're gonna cut up the boxes and open them up, expand them, place them underneath the vehicle. Then I'm not on the hot asphalt, I'm on actually something cardboard, and if I do spill oil, it has something to absorb into. You know, be appreciative for where you're at and trying to make a mess out of Mother Nature, you know what I mean? And so I'm just going to go to the back of the truck here where I got tools. Now there isn't really too much you're going to need for this job. Obviously you're going to need oil, which I got. Got the oil pan in here, there's the oil there. See, it says 520, lo and behold, what does it say on the cap? 520. Always use your recommended oil that, you know, should be put in your vehicle. Oh, jeez. Now to climb in here and get this stuff out. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now, even here it says 32,000 kilometer protection. My vehicle has over 400,000 kilometers on it. It's rare that I get over 10,000 kilometers before I change the oil. Because it's easier and cheaper to change your oil than it is to change your engine. It's a good thing to know, and a good thing to live by. That's something I've always done. Oh yeah, I also got to get in here and get my socket set out. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to chop up the cardboard. I'm going to pull all my tools out and all the little gizmos and gadgets I need, and then I'll give you guys a rundown of what's going on and how it's going to happen. Yeah. Until then, yeah. I might have to get me another beer too. Okay, I got the cardboard all cut up and set up underneath there. I got the oil pan in there for throwing the oil into. Yeah, on the Ford, it's a 5/8 wrench to open up the drain plug. Then this is a special little socket that goes on the end of the oil filter, and you pull it out. You see the ratchet's got a whole pile of extensions on it. That way I don't have to climb right on underneath there to do it. I can do it kind of from afar. Paper towels, always nice to keep everything neat and tidy. Oh yes, I highly recommend you remove the plastic before you put the filter on. I'm just leaving that on there to protect the filter, keep it clean. I got my oil set up, I've got the tools set up. So the next thing to do is climb underneath there and pull a wrench and open up that plug for the oil drain. And I'm probably just going to grab some paper towels too. Err on the side of caution. Now, I do have a jack, and I could have lifted this vehicle up. And oh gosh, climbing underneath here, I'm realizing that perhaps I should have done that. But I didn't, so we're just going to deal with it. There. Yeah. Not much headroom down here. Got a cardboard all nice laid out. Get the oil can kind of half underneath there. Move my paper towel out of the way and keep it as an arm's reach. Now, got the 5/8 on the drain. I'm just gonna turn this over here so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. It's in a god-awful tricky little spot. But that's it down there. That's the spot. It's lovely. Not much headroom here. So yeah, time to unscrew that guy. Let the oil drain out into the drip tray. And while it's draining, I'm probably just going to sit back, relax, and have a can of beer. Why not, you know? Boy, there's a lot of dirt and mud and grime and stuff stuck to the carriage of this vehicle. Alright. Now, you never really have to torque these things down too hard. Now I'm going to err on the side of caution and get that right on in there. eventually, I thought I should be able just to kind of unscrew it by hand. And I think I'm already at that point. Nope, not at that point. Now, probably another 3 or 4 of these turns, I'm going to start seeing some oil coming out of here, which is the plan. Oh, there we go. I got a few little drips. One of the most important parts of this job is not to drop this little guy into the oil, because that sucks. Alright, now I should be at that stage where I can start getting away with using my fingertips. Oh yeah. Now as I'm unscrewing it, I'm also pushing it in, so that way if it gets to the end of the threads, you're not going to eat it, not going to wear it. Alright, so I managed to keep my wrench clean, managed to keep my index finger and my thumb clean. Yeah, and tear off a chunk of paper towel. Cardboard's doing its job, caught the 1 drip of oil already. Just going to give this sucker a nice little wipe. There's a little magnet on the end of it. 0 shavings, good sign. And I'm just going to clean up the nut, the washer. Just give this thing a good little scrubbing. That way it goes back together nice. Now I'm going to go back up to where I got the hood open. And while I'm there, I am going to open up the filler cap and the dipstick. My theory behind that is if you introduce more air in there, it just drains faster. And I'm just also giving this a little bit of a wipe. That way I keep the bottom of my vehicle clean, even though it's full of mud. Alright, so you got to pull this little guy out with you. Keep an eye on it. Don't lose it. It's kind of important. I'm just going to leave that right there. It's a nice obvious spot. The ground's clean. It's straight cardboard. Look at that. She's already starting to trickle down. Starting to run slow. Alright, time to pull my carcass out of here. I'm going to leave that 5/8 wrench in here as well, because I won't need it until I put the plug back in. And it's kind of important you put that plug in before you put the oil in. Past experiences have burnt me on that one. That was not the best oil change I've performed in my life. Anyways, you always got to learn from your past mistakes. This cardboard worked out great. It's a lot nicer than scraping my butt on the asphalt here. And it's a lot cooler. Not only is it protecting the environment, it's also protecting my environment. Gotta love it. Alright. Grabbing the paper towel. I'm going to reach in here, grab the old dipper sticker, and just got to pull it up a smidgen. You don't have to pull it right out of there, just enough to introduce air. And I did kick that, so I should probably go down there, have a peeky poo, make sure everything's good. Hiya, tripping away. Now I'm gonna just let that sit for, I don't know, a good chunk of time. Technically you don't really have to let it sit that long, but the more time that old oil has a chance to get out of there, the better, because that's after all what we're trying to do is change the oil. So yeah, I'm gonna let that do its thing. Once it quits draining out the back there, I'm going to put the plug back in and then move the trip tray up to where the filter is. So that way, when I do the filter, any fluid that comes out of there will be caught there. So yeah, time to sit back, relax, and we'll catch you when I start putting that plug back in, I guess. But you know, the more time you can do on this, the better. But look at all the bugs in the rad, eh? Holy smokes. These drives are just killer on the old truck. Wow. Just caked with insects. Holy smokers. Spent so many of my fins over in there. Wow, I didn't realize how bad that was. Look at this one. What did I hit there? Was that like a bird? Holy frick. Okay, I sprang a leak on that one. And yet this thing, it runs like a tank, runs like a champ. God bless it. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to turn this camera off and then put the plug in and pull out the other filter. Catch you up to you when all those steps happen. Well, As you can see there, that drain is not dripping anymore. So, time to... Geez, sorry guys, you fell down in there. Are you alright? Oh man. Oh, I feel sorry for you guys. That's a hard bonk, wasn't it? Oh man. Holy smokers. Yeah, I'm gonna get in here. I'm putting the plug back in now in case you're wondering what's going on. Next step is to slide the cardboard up. Just get the oil pan right out of the way. There we go. Tighten that little feller up. Managed to get a drip of oil on the back of my hand. I was really hoping I'm doing this without getting dirty. Oh, even my tool got a drip of oil. Dang nugget. I had to wipe that down. Now, when it comes time to tighten this up, you don't want to go crazy. You only want to, you know, snug it in there. You don't want to tighten it. I think the oil pan on this guy, it might be metal, but it also, more than likely, is probably aluminum. And it's not thick either. There we go. And snug. Not too hard, just right. As you see, we got the plug back in there, and that's looking about right. I think I got that close to position, and if not, I can adjust it. Now I'm going to back out of here and take this cardboard I'm laying on with me, because I'm going to need it for doing the filter up front here. But so far, things are going splendid. The cardboard's catching all the little drips of oil, so there'll be no proof of this on this asphalt. Thank you, Husqvarna dealership in Bonnyville, for the kind donation of cardboard to help make this project clean and kind. I'm really jamming on it. It was one of the things I was kind of worried about. Oh yeah, and for this cardboard, once I'm done with it, I'm going to fold it all up. I brought chicken feed bags to stuff it all into, so whatever I can't fold up, I'm going to just chop up and put it into the chicken feed bags and be done with it. Ooh, I still got my paper towel here. I'm going to wipe off my tool before I even get my hand. That's how much I like my tools. There we go, buddy. Nice squeaky clean. That's a happy wrench, eh? I'm pretty sure out of all the things to get on a wrench, oil is one of the least harmful items. There we go. Give the back of the hand a little wipe. All good. Alright, now to climb out of here. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm old. Yeah. Okay. Bring my handy dandy chunk of cardboard up here. A bit-a-doo. So, yeah, I waited a nice good period of time. You know, I cracked myself a beer, had a smoke, listened to some music. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'll have to let you go. I'll be right back. Okay, well, time to start working on the front end of this. And this filter is in an evil location. You're going to understand why I'm going to got all these extensions here in a moment. Alright, now, and I can just tuck the camera underneath here, which is a lot easier to tuck the camera in than the hand. I don't know if you can see in there where that filter is, but it's in there. Yeah, I don't even know if this is worth filming or not, because there's no real good angle to see it, let alone get to it. Now you know why I got this extension. Alright, I'm going to try, though. For the sake of my viewers, I'm going to try. Well, you can kind of see it there. Alright, so maybe if I tilt the camera up and put this to there and that to there and stretch stuff out. Hopefully you might just might work for $1. Okay. Alright, got this. Oh no. Alright, got the tool together. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, filters are only supposed to be on there hand tight. Oh yeah. I guess I should set my ratchet to loose instead of tight. Oh boy. Little details I should have checked out before I got it in there. Alright. There we go. Starting to turn. There we go. Now I'm going to pop the ratchet off and just unscrew this by hand and whoop. Any oil that comes out of there, try to catch it. This is when this part's cantankerous because there's supposed to be a little tray in the front here. It catches the oil and drips it down, but it sometimes doesn't. The thing I like about this is you can kind of extract the filter. There we go. Now I'm just letting the fluids drain out of it. Now the motor's pretty much already drained, so there's not much coming out of there besides what's in the filter itself. I'm just going to leave that kind of hanging in there. Now I can get this all on out of here in one go. Turn this back down. Oh no. Okay. That's a fine mess. Now you know why I brought paper towels with me. Alright. So we're just going to clean out the oil filter. Now we got to remove. Show you what I'm doing here. Then we got to remove this guy. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, my thing's going to be a mess. Holy smokers. There we go. Alright, so now we got the old one off. We're just going to leave that upside down. Grab the box of the new filter. There we go. And the old filter just, you know what, that can go in there with it too. Why not? Inside the old filter looks really nice and clean, though. I have to say that much. Joy is changing your oil every so often, I guess. Oh, phone's ringing again. Back to the oil filter change here. We're just gonna pop off a little bit of plastic here and keep everything happy. Now, one thing I remember was I want to get a little bit of lubricant on the rubber. Even if it's old stuff, it's better than nothing. There we go. And you want to see it in there. Ooh, she's a loosey-goosey. That might not work for a fella, but we're going to try it anyways. Now, okay, get it up in there. Back. Oh boy. Oh, why do they put these things in an evil spot? I'm an engineer. I know what I'm doing. Nobody, you do not. Oh, just as soon as you think you got it, you don't. Nope. I'm going to have to start this by hand. Which sucks. Then I got to get right underneath here. Oh, boy. I got to lay on my back. That's about the only way I can reach up here with my arm. Put that in there. Oh, you are stubborn. Oh, there we go. Ha ha! Victory! Okay. Now we are getting the filter screwed on. Oh, geez, sorry guys. I can bring it in here. So, as you can tell, this is a painful spot to get to. Yeah, got a black claw on my arm. Yeah. Ah! Wiped off my arm and went on my face. Okay. Now, we're getting that in there. That's kind of half our hand tight. Oh, jeez Louise. Alright. Now I'm going to get that filter wrench on there and give it a little snugging. Like you see, these things are only supposed to be on their hand tight. Get it about hand tight. Alright. Get that sucker all the way up in there. Now, I learned this from the last time I had my socket on there. Gotta flip it over or else you're just gonna screw it. There we go. That's probably too tight. Alright. Now, we have entered. The bottom section's all complete. When it comes to doing an oil filter change, think about it in sections. Probably the easiest way to do it. You know what I mean? You open up all the stuff on the bottom, the drain, the plug, and then you do your filter. Just cleaning up my hands here. And then comes the clean part. Now you get to pour the oil into it. So, that being said, let's review the product. So I'm using a full synthetic oil because it's a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. Like everything in life, you know what I mean? You get what you pay for. Okay. Nice fancy lid. Put that lid over there. Will this peel off there? Heavens no. One thing you got to also make sure is the aluminum little thingy there. You don't want that to fall back into your vehicle. Oh, excuse me. Hey, I got my wrench still. Let's use the wrench to get in there. Poke a hole. Yeah. Sometimes doing stuff with one hand is evil. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put my wrench back down. Hopefully my phone stays quiet for this part because it's been non-stop. Where can I put this camera where I get a good view of all this happening? I'm just gonna doot. Man, I love it. Ah! Whoa! Just when I was giving this tripod credit, it goes and falls on me. Alright, there we go. Now, for the evil task of pouring the oil in. And that's not going to work for a fella. So, we're going to do a little bit of a shortcut. We're going to use the small oil jug and pour that in first. And once this thing is all done pouring in there, we are going to chop the bottom of the oil jug off and use it as a filter. Or a funnel, not a filter. There we go. Just peeling all the aluminum there off the cap, off the seal. Now when it comes to pouring your oil in there, you want to be nice and clean. Not spill any oil on your block, because generally right underneath this oil fill spot is your exhaust manifold. And we all know how petroleum products like to ignite when they're heated. And there this goes. All nice. Boom. Let that just sit there for a little bit. I'm going to go grab a tool. This little gizmo. We can probably putting this lid back on there for now. I'm not dripping oil all over the place. We're just going to literally cut the oil jug open. Dang! I picked this like the thickest one that they made. Normally this plastic is so much of a fight. Alright, I'm just going to take this off here so I'm not dripping anything into my engine bay. Alright. Now we have the homemade filter. Or funnel. Why did I call it a filter? Jesus Christ. There we go. This oil costs so much, I'm going to make sure I get every drop of it in there. Alright, now back to the big jug. And we're going to have to pour this on its side. Oh yeah, look at that, see? Just like a plan. Nice and clean. Drink up, little engine, drink up. Whoa! Jesus. There we go. Still dripping in there, good. Excellent. So, now we got this in there. Pull all this stuff out of here. The unfortunate part about this is it's nice to have that smaller oil jug to put your used oil into. It's one of those things where it's like one problem at a time, please. Now, we're going to switch sides here and check the dipstick, which is right there, which is really in a horrible spot still. Okay. Put that in there. Just going to pull it out. Zip-a-doo. In you go, little fella. All the way down in there. I'm just going to take a little bit for that oil to seep through there. So, let's just grab some of our handy dandy cardboard that we're using to catch the drips. And just in case this thing's going to make a mess. I don't want nothing on this parking lot. I want to keep Scott, who's the caretaker here, so to speak, in a good mood. He's a nice fellow. I like him. They're very similar personalities. Okay, so we're going to grab our now empty jug. And we're going to attempt to pour that used oil into this, through the little spout. And what could go wrong? A whole lot. Hopefully we don't have any environmental carnage, because that's something I don't jam on. Although I'm far enough in northern Alberta where they might just think it's natural oil. There we go. And she's a felon. I'm looking down to the jug so that way I know I don't overflow it. Yes, she was a little low. All my drips are still on the cardboard. I'm doing good. Doing damn good. Alright. Now we're on the cleanup phase. I had all these chicken feed bags, I guess I should say. Make sure that's nice and tight. Bottom's cleaned. That dirty oil is ready to go. I'm just going to give this thing the first time it's ever been wiped. No doubt about it. Yeah. Chicken feed bag back goes. I'm going to grab the rest of that roll. I'm going to give this thing a good cleaning, because I got to bring it back home with me. I don't want to get really gross on the drive. I just put that paper towel up there. Exterior, nice good wiping first. I don't think this thing's ever been given this much love in its life. Usually it's like, throw the oil in it and just let it drip out. But I want to do it really nice and neat and tidy and clean, you know what I mean? Nice and clean. Alright. Now we're going to bag this thing back up and get ready to put it away. Hopefully she stays neat and tidy in there. I'm not going to tie that bag up yet because there's those extensions and the other tools that have to go in there. Oh, excuse me. I will grab that now. And we're going to give this stuff a little bit of a wiping too. It's always nice to have clean tools. Yeah. There we go. So this goes back in the tool kit. This we're just going to break down, throw it right into the oil tray. That way, now you know why I cleaned everything. That way my tools will stay clean. Little pop there, little pop there. And that goes to there. That part's done. Now we're just going to go around with our chicken feed bag and pick up all our little bits and pieces of garbage. I also probably put my tools away. Now we're on the tidy up side of this job. I could probably even just wrap up this video because the rest of it's non-consequential. So yeah, everybody's seen the guy clean up stuff after they're done pulling a wrench, so don't leave your Leatherman underneath the hood. I did that before. So I lost it, ordered a new one. 2 months later, changing the oil. What did I do? Find the Leatherman. Drove out, thousands of kilometers, gravel roads, bouncing around my truck. Leatherman stayed put. Couldn't believe it. Ended up with another one. Score, right? Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys were able to learn a little something. Pay attention to all the parts and pieces that we use. The drain plug is a 5/8 synthetic oil. You use extensions to reach up in there. And tidy, clean. Don't leave a mess. It's always nice to leave the world in a better place than what you find it. So with that being said, I got to finish my little tidy up here. Bye. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Hey everybody, it's Kevin. So, the Alberta Adventure series. Yeah. Yesterday I was on my way home to go see the family, and on the highway, and a young fella comes to a stoplight, and he turns to go in the opposite lane that I'm in. He didn't even see me, and yeah, I ended up T-boning him, plowing right into him. Messed up my truck real good. I'm quite saddened by it, because if anybody's been following the channel, you know I've done a lot of work on this truck, and I love this truck, and I just put a new tire on it, for crying out loud, back here. Like, that's a $500 tire. You can stick around the leaf springs in there, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Like, the shocks are new, springs are new. I even got a door latch on order for this thing. I guess that's one video I'll never be able to complete. I'm gonna miss my lovely truck. Oh yeah, and Dylan, if you watch this one's for you. At least that one survived, buddy. Yeah. So right now I'm in High Prairie, Alberta. I was about halfway on my way home. Happened last night around 7 o'clock, quarter after 7. Yeah. I'm just glad the other driver's okay. He's a younger kid, 18-year-old. You know, he should have definitely been looking. I'm just really, really saddened, because I put so much time and effort into this vehicle in the last couple of years here, fixing it up. Crying out loud, even got parts, like I said. I got parts on order for the passenger door latch. But the car was just pretty exquisite. I don't even know if I can get that battery out of there. Probably not. No, that's part of the vehicle now. Yeah. Remember that pesky power steering line? It's in there. Oh, look at that brand new oil filter. That's only got, 3,000 kilometers on it. Yeah. The frame's just bent to high heaven here. Oh, front end got mushed in. Yeah. His axle went right there. Tore the axle off his truck. Yeah, very unfortunate. I'm gonna miss my truck. So if anybody has a line on a 4-wheel drive vehicle, half ton, something with a big cab for all the kids and the dog, yeah, shoot me a message, because I need one right about now. Well, thanks for watching this sad little short one. I appreciate you guys' viewing. It's definitely beneficial. But I'm relatively okay. My left arm's a little dinged up, but I'm walking. And considering the shape of this vehicle, the frame is bent. You can't even close the dang doors anymore. They close, but they don't latch. Yeah. Sad day. Well, it's time to load everything up, and we got everything here in the wife's van, and it's time to go back to, I gotta go to the police station and get some paperwork too, and then phone the kid's dad and see how he's doing this morning. And yeah, I'm gonna miss this truck. Look at that brand new tire on that thing, man. Oh, I almost want to jack it up and put the spare on there, but yeah, bloody shame. I guess it's my last time seeing my truck. Lots of good memories in there. From Maggie being an infant and feeding the CD player car wash tokens. Yep. Gonna miss it.